You want to make a reselling video?
I haven't done that in a while.
It's been a minute. I don't know what this means. I'm not going to tell you that we're back. I'm not going to tell you that we're doing this consistently. I have no idea. I wanted to make a video, so I'm making a video.
Yes.
Ginger Marvin did some videos on her phone without all of the fancy lighting and all of the equipment that we've used. And I was like, I could do that.
That's the kind of low-key, sneak, awesome idea that just I had to try.
Yeah. So we're here. We're trying. Who knows how often we'll be here. But I have just started picking my reselling business back up after a very long delay. And I am going through my items and looking at them, evaluating them because they've been sitting for a while since I've been gone for a while and wanted to figure out what can I do to get rid of these items. So I wanted to tell you some of the things I'm learning as I go along. So number one is when you are pricing your items, make sure that you're checking for style, size, and color on top of checking for the brand.
I think you had been doing brand by brand as you're going back and reevaluating things. And I think Judy Blue is the one that you figured this out on. Like you had a moment of an epiphany going, oh, I messed up.
Yeah, so I have been evaluating my items by brand, kind of thinking about the brands that I pick up very consistently to see how are things doing. And Judy Blue is one that generally sells quite quickly, but I realized that I kind of got a little bit lazy and started just pricing Judy Blue at what I was thinking of just a Judy Blue price, you know? Most Judy Blues sell somewhere in the 35 to 45 range, depending on things, depending on size, and that was it. That was my decision. Like that's what I did. Threw up a price. There we go. We're done, and that's it.
No.
Don't do that. Make sure that you're checking for the style, the size, and the color because they all make a drastic difference. And I will say checking for comps on Poshmark is far easier on the PC versus on your phone. Just everything looks way easier, but make sure you're doing that because you'll be surprised at how different the prices are.
Yeah, you might actually get a better price or you might be very disappointed. Usually the disappointed.
Yeah. Number two is if your item is older than 1 year, it's time to move on. We've said goodbye. You can either go ahead and lower the prices to basically getting out cost or just donate it. Give it to Plato's Closet. Do what you got to do, but get rid of it.
It hasn't paid rent for a year. It's time to go. It's time to evict that item from your house.
Yes, and we are currently working on that right now. I am lowering some prices to just see if I can just cut bait on them. I might try a Plato's Closet. I heard there's one that's opening up around here, so I might do that. But it is time to go. We have items in our closet from 2021.
Why?
Why? Number three is skinny jeans are out. They are gone. I still wear them.
No, of course not. They've always been out. No. I need some room to breathe. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, they are officially out. I've noticed that of my sitting jeans, skinny jeans are by far and away the most common style. And the ones that seem to be the ones that are selling the quickest and for the best money are flare leg jeans and barrel jeans. If you have other experiences with jeans/pants, please do let us know in the comments. This is our favorite category to sell. So I absolutely would love to hear from you guys who have been consistently reselling, but this is what I am seeing in my sales. So yeah, bye-bye skinny jeans. Hello, flare and barrel leg.
Next one I've noticed when I'm helping you review them, you have a propensity to not proofread.
I do. I do that.
You do not proofread.
I do not proofread. One of the ones I noticed when I was going through it is there was a Free People dress. It's called the Coral Gaze dress. And I typed it in as the Coral Gaye dress. And I couldn't find it in my closet. I'm like, where is this dress? Yeah, I spelled it wrong. So if anybody was going and looking for the style name, they weren't finding me.
No. So have someone that you like, know, and trust to peer review and proofread your listings if they've been sitting.
Yes.
Because she's terrible at it.
Yeah. I would definitely say make sure you're checking for that, especially for the things that people are likely to type in, because if you spelled it wrong, they're not finding your item, and that is hurting your sales. And it's also just really embarrassing sometimes. This one's going to be controversial. We've talked about this on our channel before. We've had very mixed opinions. I think everybody has a different experience with this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Beware of banned words on Poshmark. Now, I think that every reseller is going to tell you a different thing about whether or not there are actually banned words. Poshmark has not ever released a banned word list. I don't think they ever will.
There are definitely banned words. Of course they're banned words. You can't use certain words on the internet to sell something.
This is true. Everyone's had a different experience. We brought this up before. Some of the words that we had mentioned that we believe are banned other people had good experiences with. So what I will say is use your own judgment. Make sure you're looking for your own listings and figuring out whether or not they are searchable. For me specifically in this instance, there is a pair of leggings, which I will try to put on the screen if I can figure out how to do that, editing on my phone, that had what I was calling a starburst pattern on it. And I couldn't for the life of me find it in search. And I was like, I don't understand. This has been listed for weeks. It should definitely be indexed by now. What is going on? Why is this not searchable? And then it clicked in my head that there might be a reason the word starburst is banned.
Yeah, it's a trademark and it's a brand name. Did it have Starburst in the pocket? To
No, although that would have been worth just a thrift for that.
Yeah.
But especially the pink kind.
No, absolutely not. I don't want thrifted candy. No.
I'm curious what other people would use to describe this pattern. I ended up going with mini bursts because I ended up finding a comp and someone else said mini bursts, but I don't know what you would call this. I was going with starburst and found out that my item was not coming up in search whatsoever when I used that word. So, yeah, make sure you're checking, make sure your item can be found in the search results. Otherwise, what are we doing?
The last one is probably the most important, and this is review your pricing. Pricing, pricing, pricing. If it is more expensive than everything, it's not going anywhere.
Yes. So pricing is really difficult, and I'm spending a lot of time going through and pricing my items. Now, one thing I will say is on eBay and Poshmark, I price things a bit differently. On Poshmark, I will price expecting to give about a 20% discount. On eBay, I'm really kind of pricing within $5 ish of what I want to get out of it. So there's a little bit of a difference there. Also, on Poshmark, I go by the price thresholds. So if I'm listing an item at $45, I'm going to up that price to 50 so that anybody that's looking for those thresholds, I think it's like 50 to 100 or 1 to 50, will both of those thresholds will see my item. Where on eBay, I'm not doing that, but I will put the number at the end. I would do like 49.87 to make sure that I am just a little bit below the person who put 50. So there are a little bit of discrepancies there, but I have noticed I might be a little bit guilty of overpricing.
You think? We've gone through and we've whacked them with like a 50% discount on some items because it's I wouldn't buy it for that price. You wouldn't buy it for that price.
Yes. So I think that what's happened, and maybe you think differently, but when you first get an item home and you want to list it, there's two things that are going on. One, you're so excited about the find, especially if it's like a new to you brand or maybe it's a really cool style. There is an emotional attachment there. But two, you are very cognizant of how much you paid. So if you paid $10 for a pair of jeans, you're thinking to yourself that I need to probably net back to me about $30, uh, generally speaking. And that's going to stay really top of mind for you when you price that item. But now time has gone by.
Well, so I think it's very much the familiarity bias of you were just at the store, you know how much you spent for all of the items combined. There is that looming sunk cost hanging over you, and you just go, I have to get at least X amount of dollars back for to make it worthwhile. I mean, if it's been sitting for especially past a year, it it is now at zero or negative cost because you've sold all of the other items or almost all of the other items, and you made back that cost, whatever it was, 7 months ago. So just it's better to get it out of your house, out of taking up space in your storage system, and just move it back into your pocket.
Yeah, and to be clear, this is not just about things that have been sitting for a long time. When you're first listing that item, you really shouldn't be concerning yourself with how much you paid for the item if the comps are telling you that there's a certain price that you can get for it. Really price the item based on the comparables and not based on what you think you want for it personally, emotionally, or what you think you paid for it. That doesn't matter. People don't care. The buyer is not looking at it going, oh, well, they spent $10, so I should be nice and make sure that I give them what they deserve. That's not how it works. So make sure you're pricing based on comparables. I definitely priced a little bit out of emotion. So now I have to go through all of my items and see what I can do. But these are the things that I've learned so far. I'm sure I'm going to learn more. I don't know if I'm going to come and do a day in the life, but I've been thinking about it. We'll see.
We have some news about other things that we're going to have to do in another video at some point about things that we've learned at the store.
Ah, yes,
So
we do. So if you want to hear about that, let us know. If you are still here and you have been with us for a while, please say hello in the comments. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. I've missed you all, and you are the reason that I'm coming back. I just wanted to talk to my friends again.